to week 2 of Reality of Wrestling Sub-Zero as we're getting started with potentially what's going to be one of the craziest matches of the entire show here, ladies and gentlemen. We got fatal 4-way action for the television title, CT.
This is going to be fun to watch, I'll tell you that much.
Championship on the line. Also, main event, those tag titles are on the line. Hank and Tank from NXT taking on Fly Death.
Trying to capture his first taste of singles gold after having a successful tag team run twice here at Reality of Wrestling, and tonight might be his best opportunity here, Brad.
Tonight could be his best opportunity. We have seen Eli Knight, if actual possible, fly like no other to another level. Eli Knight is that man, but you still favoring that rib cage that he injured in his match with Erik Lockhart, which, by the way, I still think might have been intentional.
You also have to imagine if he's going to be able to keep his emotions in check, because one of those men that you mentioned, Erik Lockhart, is in this matchup.
More on that to come. There was the video game GoldenEye. There was the song by Drake and J. Cole. And what they have in common is a first-person shooter. And right now, the shooter is all over the place at Reality of Wrestling.
He's going to have to come with a golden gun, I'll tell you that much, if we're talking about golden.
We've seen Erik Lockhart.
From New Richmond, Wisconsin, by way of Orlando, Florida, weighing in at 195 pounds, Erik Lockhart, the Screw.
Now we've seen Erik Lockhart as of late have a different demeanor about him, but I never really thought he would sink to the level that he did last time we saw him out here with Malik City.
Yeah, what happened with Malik City, that concerto, that, I mean, just sickening shot that has now put Malik City out indefinitely. We don't know when the next time we're going to see him is, and still, like we talked about earlier, Carolina, still you see the injured ribs of Eli Knight. Eli Knight, we know he's athletic, he's agile, he's going to fly like no other, like we said before, but how much can you do that when you have injured ribs?
Yeah, Erik has been, he's been making me upset the way he's treating Malik and Eli. And if you look at Eli's eyes, he's angry. The ref had to hold him back early.
Oh, look at that right out of the gate!
Oh my gosh!
Right out of the gate, Eli eliminates Lockhart, even if just momentarily.
Well, this is one fall to a finish. Fatal 4-way. One man will be the Reality of Wrestling television champion.
Oh!
We saw Andrew Jackson make this match official last week with Erik Lockhart.
Well, to get things started here, I told you guys, will Eli be able to keep his emotions in check? Right at the gate, I can tell you the answer is no, because he went right after Erik Lockhart. But I get it, you know, it was despicable what he did to his brother Malik.
Well, right now you have two of the best athletes in Reality of Wrestling when it comes to aerial acrobatics and more. I mean, that Superman press versus the 6 shooting star press.
And look at these two, just going 60 miles an hour. This is just incredible
60,
speed. Maybe 100, maybe 100,
I was
Brad.
about to say, they're going past the speed limit. Texas City PD gonna give them a citation.
Row Nation on their feet already. You saw Erik Lockhart try to get back into this, but Eli may have just taken his eye off the prize. And again, Clay Roberts taking advantage of that.
But let's think about each four of these men and how they even got here, because Clay Roberts was just the reality wrestler.
Chandler Hopkins! Instead of going for Eli, saw his opportunity to go to the outside.
Now that looked like it came out of the Golden Gun.
Yeah, he flew like a bullet.
He flew like a
Wait a second. Now Eli to the top!
Good Lord, have mercy.
For someone whose ribs are hurt, you would never guess. If he put a shirt on, you wouldn't be able to tell because he's still athletic and he's flying everywhere.
Wait a second, CT, look at this. Eli and Erik are the two men in the ring.
Now it's important to highlight, Erik Lockhart trained Eli Knight. This was his student. And now the hatred that these two men have for each other. Oh my gosh, look at that. A sucker shot to those ribs. Clay Roberts, best technician in Texas. Alabama native, Roll Tide. He and Erik Lockhart obviously have their differences, but right now, I think they both realize if they can take Eli Knight out of this match, one of them can be the champion.
One thing to point out about Clay is that he's usually with his TAP team, but he banned them from ringside earlier because he said he was punishing them. He feels like he can beat anybody in the ring right now.
Chandler Hopkins got swept up there in the apron. Took a nasty fall. But now look at this, Clay Roberts trying to direct traffic here. And I'm honestly surprised that Erik is going with this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
yes.
isn't Clay the reason Erik is no longer the TV champion?
That is accurate.
That's accurate.
But there we go. That Erik did not forget that. As now these two are going after each other.
Well, right now, Erik Lockhart
cover here to regain the TV title, but no.
And an interesting stat to point out. Since Erik Lockhart's return to reality of wrestling, he has not been pinned at all. Now, he's lost matches, sure, but he has not been pinned.
Well, yeah, it's hard to get pinned when you're throwing people into staircases and injuring them.
No, it's hard to get pinned when you're that smooth.
It's actually incredible. I'm just doing the math in my head really quick. That's almost like 2 years since he came back, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you smooth if you have to do things like that, though, or is your peanut butter a little bit crunchy?
I'm not sure what that means there, Brad. But right now you see Clay and Erik just going after each other. And now Eli is getting involved as you see the tables removed off his ribs. But he is fired up. It's Eli Knight.
Well, right now he's moving off adrenaline. He's moving off pure adrenaline.
Drop
All
kick
men down.
and
All men are
flatliner
down.
combination from the champion.
All men are down.
They felt like dominoes.
That was crazy.
I have never seen anything like that. As now Chandler Hopkins is going into the cover here on Erik Lockhart, but his shoulder goes up from the smooth one.
So what I was trying to say, Kirby, is that if you're smooth with the moves, you shouldn't have to injure people.
Okay, now
so
I'm
peanut
following.
butter smooth, there's a crunchy.
And speaking of flatliners, there's one from Erik Lockhart. I'm following you now, CT. I got you.
Still doesn't make sense.
As now Clay Roberts gets sent to the outside from Eli here. As once again, the two men in the ring are the ones with the most personal beef between all four of these men. But at the end of the day, it's about the TV championship.
Look at that. Beautiful from Erik Lockhart.
As this is only our first matchup here into the cover, the shoulders are down. Clay Roberts steps right on the back of Erik Lockhart. To think that this is only our opening matchup, ladies and gentlemen. As we're going to see tag team gold on the line later on, but right now, the TV title was so close to changing hands.
You saw how close that was? You saw how close that was. Erik Lockhart and Clay Roberts, their battle.
Missed with the kick.
Clay is confident. He knows he's already beaten these guys before, and that's why he thinks he
Hey, I'm sorry. Fatal four-way.
There are no disqualifications as Clay Roberts trying to win the gold exactly how he did so a few months ago, but this time, Eli was there to break it up. That was a triple threat when he won the gold. This is a fatal four-way. He didn't account for the extra person, CT.
That's true, he didn't, but if Eli's not in the ring, he might have an advantage.
That'll take some powder out of your pistol.
I know that's right.
Big shot there from Eli. As you can see him holding those ribs, and Clay very smart to go right after that.
I mean, Clay Roberts look, his name says it, he's a technician. He smells the blood in the water. He is like no other reality wrestling performer. No wasted
rolling
movement.
up here.
One,
the shoulders are down. So close. I was gonna say to become TV champion for the first time. You know what would mean the world for Eli Knight to be able to go back and visit Malik and tell him, look what I won. But Clay Roberts trying to stop that.
Right now, look at that. And look at that.
Oh my God, right into the camel clutch.
With precision. The precision tactician in Clay Roberts.
That was incredibly smooth from Clay Roberts, and it's amazing that Erik Lockhart's the one in this matchup, and yet he hasn't pulled off the smoothest maneuver in this matchup.
Look how smart that is. Clay Roberts trying to grab a sleeper hold to slow down Eli Knight.
His wrestling IQ is
Golly.
out of this world. Eli holding his ribs.
And you gotta think, just with every breath, the pain radiates throughout his body.
Yeah, one of the toughest hits to take is a hit in the ribs.
Wait a minute.
Eli
can finish this thing. Eli can finish this thing.
He's got the championship in sight.
He just locked eyes.
Wait a second. Wait.
Oh my God! Off the top rope.
Eli changed trajectories and he went to the outside after Erik instead.
He could have got the win.
Clay Roberts counting his lucky stars.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh my God, where did Chandler come from?
Cover, 1,
6-shooter
2,
press.
3, and still.
Gold.
Here is your winner.
Clay Roberts thought he dodged a bullet, but he ended up catching one in the chest.
Absolutely incredible display there from the champion. As again, we're going to try and get a replay of this courtesy of Replay Games. Clay Roberts thought he was scot-free as Eli Knight changed trajectories over to Erik Lockhart on the outside, and ultimately that costs him the matchup as Chandler Hopkins takes advantage and gets his own 6-shooter press on Clay Roberts.
Eli Knight's emotions got the better of him. He could have walked out Sub-Zero a champion, but he chose to take out Erik Lockhart instead. The hatred beyond these two men, between these two men, is beyond imagination.
And that was only our opening contest, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 2 more for you tonight.